Now, well, hello everyone. I do want to thank you for joining me for our virtual informational of the International Champion Influence Coach and Facilitator Certification Program. I am Toyinda Smith. I am the principal of the coaching seat and also the director of education for the certification programs. I want to share with you what our journey will be this evening. So, I am going to welcome you, which I am doing now. Welcome. And then we will do some introductions. So, it's my hope that you will engage with me in the chat. I'll then move into talking about the coaching seat and also then share a little bit about myself. And then we'll jump into some research that supports the coaching industry. After that, we will then take a peek at the Champion Influence Coach and Facilitator Certification pathways. I'll open up the floor for question and answers, and then we will wrap up. Will that work for everybody? So just give me a reaction. You can look down at the bottom of your screen and find that reaction button and give me a little reaction so that I know I see those reactions coming in. Wonderful, wonderful. So before I jump into sharing with you a little bit about the coaching scene, I just want you to go to the chat and let me know where you're signing in from. And also, what sparked your interest in learning more about our certification pathways? So, where are you signing in from, and what sparked your interest for being here tonight? It may take a little bit to type in. I see some coming up. Speedway, Indiana. Oh my goodness. Indiana is my home state. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So, a bonus for the Live to Lead. Okay, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Love it. And that's the John Maxwell's Live to Lead, correct? Michelle, just want to make sure.
Yes, correct.
All right, perfect, perfect, perfect. Um, oh, Tyasia, please excuse me if I am mispronouncing your name. Say hello, I'm from Indiana. Oh, yes, that is my home state. So it sounds like uh, Melanie might have something to do with this. I don't know. We'll see. So, hello from Indiana, looking into coaching and wanting to know more about it. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. All right. I see Kawan. Are you unmuted? No.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, then I'm then I'm unmuted. It's been a delay. I'm sorry. I'm late? I'm sorry.
No, we're okay. We're just getting started. We started at 8:30. We are just getting started.
Okay.
So the question that we're asking is where are you signing in from? And then also what sparked your interest in attending tonight?
Kawan Fitch from Columbia, South Carolina. And what sparked my interest is when I had a conversation with Toyinda, and alignment and what do you call it? Discernment. Just I'm ready to take my coaching business to the next level.
Awesome. Thank you for that. And I see V Sellers Ford is signing in from South Carolina. Thank you so much for signing in. And as you have an opportunity, just drop in the chat what sparked your interest. All right, we are going to move forward. So I want to share a bit about my company background. So the coaching seat was established in South Carolina in 2019, and then we gained authority here in North Carolina. I'm located in Charlotte in 2024. But we've been providing training and team building services since 2014 in the state of Indiana. And so it makes us at 12 years providing developmental services. And for almost 8 years, through the Champion Influence certification, as well as the coaching seat, we've been committed to advancing the coaching profession. And through all of the work that we've done, we have impacted over 7,000 people. I'm going to move a little more into the company introduction. So we are a training and development company that's dedicated to enhancing organizational performance and individual performance as well. So we are a small business and we provide the professional and management development services, local, state, and national levels. And one of our main focuses is to educate and certify coaches and facilitators, but also to train managers and people leaders to take this coaching approach to leadership. And what we're hoping that that will do, and we know through our evaluations that it has increased employee engagement, enablement, and empowerment. We take this holistic approach to the work that we're doing. So we blend practical tools. I like to say the practical gets practiced. So we blend those practical tools, the research-based strategies, and experiential learning to create this enhanced collaborative learning experience so that the culture of organizations become one that is of coaching, collaboration, and communication. Some of our services include coaching, education, and certification programs. Additionally, we have executive coaching and group coaching services. We have professional facilitation services, behavioral and job-related assessments. So we're able to implement Strength Finders, DISC, Berkman method, and Real Colors in the work that we move forward. Next, we do a training centered around the SBII feedback model. We work within organizations as it relates to multi-generational workplace workshops because we know that it's 5 generations in the workplace. In addition to that, our services are communication and public speaking development. I have actually taught public speaking for 6 years at a university in South Carolina. We also do team building experiences, management, efficiency, and performance feedback training, psychological safety training, conflict resolution using restorative practices, as well as employee and workplace engagement workshops. Some of our past clients include WesBanco, Chick-fil-A, Anson County, North Carolina government agency, the city of Darlington in South Carolina, TEDx, Syngenta, Amazon, Purdue University, Fifth Third Bank, and the like. So we've had some wonderful opportunities to make impact in several different industries, and we are looking to continue the work that we've been doing. Our leading service is indeed the coaching. So it's the coaching education, the leadership education, the classes, the training, and the certification. And as I said earlier, we have impacted over 7,000 professionals, demonstrating our capacity or our capability to drive significant workplace transformation and productivity improvements. We have self-development books that we use for employee engagement activities. The latest book is the Handbook to Coach Yourself. So just recently, we finished up a contract with WesBanco, and they purchased over 400 books for their leaders, their managers, their employees, as I workshopped around coaching as well as ERG work. So workplace symposium focused on employee resource groups. We also have Dominate Your Confidence, which has been used with Amazon's affinity groups, and then Unleash Your Potential, which has been used in higher education, as well as Dell Technology and other nonprofit agencies. So we use these books for self-development workshops. A little bit more about me. I have a double bachelor's in psychology and sociology. So I love human behavior. I also have a master's degree in student affairs and higher education. We have our coaching school, which is the Champion Influence Institute. And then I serve as the ICF, International Coaching Federation, Charlotte chapter director for professional development. I'm all about education. And I have spent the 25 years in education and business. So as a higher education administrator for over 14 years, 6 years as an adjunct faculty teaching public speaking in South Carolina. And then I worked in the South Carolina area within the primary and secondary education as a professional in those spaces. So education is my background, business is my background, but I'm also into what makes people tick and what ticks people off. So let's talk about some of the developed frameworks that we use in the work that we're doing. These are all proprietary frameworks. So we have the Champion Influence Seats process model for coaching. That's our coaching model that we use to structure coaching conversations. We also have the Champion Influence Champion model for facilitation, because coaches are also facilitators and trainers and hopefully speakers as well. We also have the Champion Influence Leadership and Coaching curriculum, the Coaching Seat Coaching Leadership Practitioner Program. And that program is for a 12-month program for managers and people leaders. We also have what's called the Coaching Seat Alliance for Professional Coaches. So that's a coaching community where mentoring takes place. And then we also have the Coaching Seat Business Builder platform. So when we take coaches through our certification program, the question that always comes up is what's next. And so we help individuals who want to use coaching from an entrepreneurial space. We help them to develop a business for that. Now, you heard a lot of champion this, champion that. Well, it's because I am a real life champion. And those champion like experiences have really led the way for me developing all of my businesses as well as my business model. So my experience as a champion, when you hear champion influence, it's not manufactured. It is a lived experience. So I had an opportunity when I was at Purdue University to walk onto the track and field team. And I did not have a scholarship, but eventually earned one. So after walking on the team, I walked off a 5-time Big Ten champion, 2-time Big Ten runner-up, 3rd place finisher, 2-time All-American, national indoor champion. And then I was inducted into the Purdue Intercollegiate Athletic Hall of Fame, as well as the Indiana Cross Country and Track and Field Hall of Fame. So I said that not to be impressive, but to impress upon you that this championship lifestyle is a life that I live, and it's how I make impact with the people that I work with. So my passion remains the same, and that is to create champions by empowering others to coach, lead, influence, and transform with confidence and clarity. Now on to the good stuff. I want to talk a little bit about the research that supports coaching. I think it's very important for us to be able to bring language into what we believe we want to do in terms of the impact that we want to make, or the work that we want to do going forward. Now, this is where you get to engage the chat. So Google did a 10-year study. This study was done in 2018. Yes, that was a few years ago, but it's very applicable to now and to the time that we're in. But they did a study, a 10-year study, and they wanted to know what makes a great manager. So what quality would make a great manager? And I want you to take a guess in the chat. Just drop first thing that comes to mind, go on and drop it in the chat. and let me know what you believe they understood from the study that makes a great manager. All right, let me look in that chat. Let me hit that. Let's see. Okay, what do you think? Great listener. All right. Proper communication and listening skills. I see personality. What else? All right. Knowledgeable. Thank you for that. Yes. So many of what you said made the list. The number one quality that they found that makes a great manager is a coach. That they have coaching skills, they're implementing coaching skills. It was a coach. So let's talk about this research. It is phenomenal. When employees perceive that their leaders have strong coaching skills, their happiness goes up and their intention to leave drops. Additionally, research suggests that when leaders take a coaching approach, their teams experience a 41%, that's huge, reduction in absenteeism. That tells me I could say I know different variables are at play, but they are less stressed because sometimes individuals call off of work because of the stress level and even the behavior of their manager, that experience. So 41% reduction in absenteeism. Coaching increased leaders' authentic leadership behavior and self-efficacy. And that then correlated to a higher overall leadership effectiveness. Now, Gallup did a study that indicated companies with a strong coaching culture, they see a 21% increase in productivity and a 24% boost in employee satisfaction. This is something I want us to pay attention to. Employees today, especially millennials and Gen Z, they value mentorship and professional growth instead of that hierarchy of management. And coaching meets this need by encouraging autonomy. Studies also indicate that coach specific training produces significant personal and professional development. So, what this means is that when you are training to be a coach, you begin to have an increase in insight and increase in your reflective capacity. So when you stay a student of the coaching industry, you are elevated in the very process of becoming. According to the 2025 International Coaching Federation Global Coaching Study, the professional coaching field continues to its rapid global expansion. So we know that there's over 120,000 coach practitioners worldwide. But what's important here is that these practitioners, 90% report having active coaching clients. And what that indicates is a strong engagement for sustained demand for coaching services. So that's good news for us practitioners. With 8.3 billion people in the world, the coaching industry is not oversaturated. I just want you to put is not in the chat. Come on. You might have heard these rumors that everybody's a coach and the coaching industry is oversaturated. It is not. There is still opportunity that's available. With 8.3 billion people in the world, you can only handle 30 to 50 coaches a year. All right, let's keep going. Now, I love this bit of research because baby boomers, which are my parents, and Generation Xers, which is me, we continue to dominate the coaching profession, accounting for about 88% of the coaches worldwide. And at the same time, listen to this, millennials are entering the field in growing numbers, and they comprise around 11% of the global coaching population. So, what is this signaling for us? It's signaling a gradual generational shift within the profession. So, this tells us that early career coaches are best supported through intentional mentorship, recognized credentials, and continued professional development. And let me go on to say this: baby boomers, as well as Gen Xers, should definitely be mentoring the ones that are coming behind us. Another bit of research tells us that nearly 80% of potential coaching clients consider certification seriously important when they're choosing a coach. What does that mean? I want to pay you when I know that you have been certified. So when you hold a coaching credential, it shapes how clients perceive you and builds their trust, which is what we want in a coaching relationship. Research also shows that coaches with credentials are more likely to secure contracts across industry, government, and academia, as well as access to higher level coaching opportunities, which is what we definitely want. So now I want to move us over to the Champion Influence Coach and Facilitator Certification Pathways. I want to talk a little bit about this program, and then we'll go into some question and answers. I do want to reiterate to you that when we, the coaching seat, I have faculty as well, when we certify professionals, it's so that professionals are able to become these skilled coaches and facilitators. And we equip them to be confident, competent practitioners who can create meaningful transformation and deliver measurable results in any environment that they're working within. So I want to reiterate to you that as I talk about these certification pathways, that both pathways are valuable and both are very intentional. So this, when I start to talk about the two, it's not about one being better. Let me say that again. It's not about one being better, but it's about fit, it's about timing, and how you plan to use the coaching. So let's move on. This entrepreneur pathway, I named it an entrepreneur pathway, not because it's just for entrepreneurs, but it's for people who provide service. So, service based people, consultants, speakers, entrepreneurs, and the like. Although I'll share with you that we have many different coaches who took this path who are involved in our program. So this entrepreneur path is a 4-week virtual, and it really is for professionals who want to integrate foundational coaching skills into their existing business or leadership practices. So when we think about this entrepreneur pathway, this 4-week virtual, it focuses on core coaching skills and mindset. All right, so you might say, well, Toya, what all does that include? Well, it includes using our proprietary seats model, that whole process for coaching. We give you a structure in that space, and so we make sure you understand how to move in that structure. It involves active listening, powerful questioning, building trust, establishing coaching agreements, also goal setting and how to focus while you're inside of your coaching conversation. It's about being able to facilitate ownership in terms of you helping your client to facilitate that ownership. And it's also maintaining that coaching mindset. So we are going to teach those aspects of coaching and more. So what is more? Coaching conversations for clarity, growth, and accountability. This pathway also focuses on ethical coaching practices and boundaries, and then applying coaching skills immediately in your entrepreneurial or client facing settings. And so this path again is ideal for those who want to add coaching to what they are already doing without the pressure of pursuing a full length professional certification at this time. So I want to now bring you to a few success stories that we have had with individuals who have gone through this entrepreneur pathway. I also want to say that Coach Sonyetta, Dr. Sonyetta is in the room, and she has also, she was in our first certification cohort, and she is hugely successful in the work that she is also doing. So thank you, Dr. Sonyetta, for joining tonight. One success story I want to point to is Coach Char Michelle McDowell. She is an educator. She actually works in higher ed. She's an author, a creative. A part of her focus is enrichment coach, and she loves working with business processes in her consulting space. I want to draw your attention to some of the work that she's done as it relates to her taking that coaching certification and then expanding it in her own way from her entrepreneurial space. So she wrote a book called Just Be It, Just Boldly Exist Every Day. And she took that book and created a coaching cohort around it, and it's called the JBI Institute. So this was all about, her book is about purpose, and the coaching space that she worked within was all about purpose. She also presents on purpose and facilitates on purpose at the university level and even outside the university. And she's also taken her coaching program and skills into helping individuals create published works as well. So that's Coach Char. I also am going to point to Coach Lester Young Jr. He is definitely a success story. He is really impacting the world. He had a 20-year, he had a life sentence, but was released after 20 years. And from that space, he really took his time to develop Path to Redemption, which is his nonprofit organization. But he has taken the coaching certification and expanded it into so many different areas. It is awesome and amazing. Lester has written 5 books. He has curriculum that he's developed, coaching guides for those who are formerly incarcerated. He has redemption circles, these coaching circles where he has weekly calls, and we can just continue to go forward. So those are just 2 stories of people who have expanded the coaching certification, that entrepreneurial certification. Additionally, we have certified 84 coaches in this particular pathway, or the pathway with the curriculum that lines up with this. We have HR professionals who have been a part of our certification program, nonprofit executive directors, real estate developers have been a part of this process. They are coaches. Additionally, we have about 8 mental health professionals who went through the program. And I love Coach Keyshawn Scott. He has a wonderful story. You know, he came into our program as the youngest coach. I think he was 19, and he took the certification, went back to his university. I believe he attended the University of South Carolina, and became a coach for students within a department. So he immediately applied the coaching skills inside of the academic space. Now he is not only is he an elder, but he is also a South Carolina state representative. I think it's District 50. And then we have individuals who are in the medical professional. Coach Rhonda is also serving in the medical profession. So we have done some amazing things with that specific program. And now we have created this 15-week corporate path, and it's ICF, International Coaching Federation aligned certification program. Now, this pathway is designed for professionals and leaders and aspiring coaches who want a more comprehensive training that's grounded in the ICF core competencies and the code of ethics. And as you have questions, just jot them down because we'll have a question and answer session. So this pathway really focuses on those deeper skill developments across all of the ICF competencies. Of course, we're still going to learn our SEATS process, the model for coaching, because that's the structure that we also use. But it's also deepening client awareness. So how do we do that through this particular training? The deep skill development is working with clients' identity and not just the behavior that they bring to the table, because it's often not what they say. Right. So we're doing what Marsha Reynolds says. She says, coach the person and not the problem. All right. So it's often more than what they're saying. So we're teaching that. We're teaching to be able to coach for that emotional space as well as somatic awareness. In that space, we're teaching you deeper how to challenge with care. Right. So we come into a coaching space very humble because it's a partnership. So with care and precision, we work with their values and their internal conflicts. So it's deeper work. And also we move them to this place where we're holding the bigger development agenda with them, as well as working with them at the edge of their growth. So it's deeper competencies that we're learning here. Also, in this particular coaching pathway, we have a lot of observed coaching. We're going to give feedback, a lot of supervised practice here. So it's coaching in organizational or corporate and team-based environments. We're going to help you with that. Help you to build that coaching presence, psychological safety, and ethical decision making, and then preparing for the ICF credential pathway should you choose to go that way. So this program is ideal for those that are seeking to practice coaching professionally and then coach within organizations or pursue a longer term alignment with that ICF credential. So I want to talk now about a success story for this corporate pathway. And I am going to bring myself to the table because I think it's important to know that I have gone through the process and am going through the process. So I serve as an adjunct executive coach with Meridian Resources. And currently I have 30 professionals that are in transition. So they're stepping into either new leadership roles, they're navigating their career pivots or rebounding from organizational change. And I'm working with them to see that they're able to take those actionable strategies for growth. Another success story is just recently I finished up a contract with WesBanco and delivered coaching and leadership workshops for over 400 executives, managers, and employees that directly improved performance and collaboration. A part of that was also really giving strategies and walking them through that whole section for employee resource groups. So just how to build that togetherness in their organizations. And so what I know is that from the post-program assessments, it showed that 98% of the participants were highly satisfied and committed to applying those coaching skills that they went through. Additionally, I've had contracts with Purdue University, finished up two just past October. But I've had opportunities to train student affairs leaders that oversaw caseloads of over 2,000 students. And what we know from that experience is that when the staff consistently applied the coaching techniques, they experienced a 40% increase in problem solving, communication, and this demonstrating of measurable impact on student effectiveness and engagement.
Hi, I'm Abby Wilson. I work at Children's Trust of South Carolina as the Director of Community Initiatives, and we've been working with Toyinda for the past 6 weeks on the coaching seat model. It's been such a wonderful experience for our team and for our community partners that have been experiencing this with us. We've really found a way to use common language across all of our different partners and have been able to use the really concrete tactical strategies within the model to improve the way that we do action planning and just really work together and come up with concrete, clear plans with one another on the work that we're collectively doing. So it's been a great experience. Would love to continue doing it and just having that space to practice and think about how we're integrating this model into our work and actively doing that the whole 6 weeks. It's just been such a tremendous experience.
Awesome. So that talks about the work that I did a few years ago with the Children's Trust group here. So I want you to know that, I'm not, this is nothing that we're just, manufacturing, right? These are lived experiences. Our coaches have had lived experiences. And I did see the comment in the chat. Thank you, Dr. Sonyetta. So let's look at a comparison chart before we get into the questions. I think we're doing pretty good on time. So here's a comparison chart. And remember, it's not about one being better than the other, but it's about fit for you. So if we think about the program length of the Entrepreneur Path is 4 weeks, and the length for the ICF aligned certification is 15 weeks. The investment for the Entrepreneur Path is $2,700, and the investment for the ICF aligned certification is $6,500. Now, the learning format for the Entrepreneur Path is it is totally self-guided. So you're able to work through it on your time. And with the corporate pathway, it is asynchronous and synchronous. So we will meet live for a substantial amount of time during those 15 weeks. And then you'll also have some activity and some work outside of that classroom experience. In terms of instruction for the Entrepreneur Path, it is on-demand learning module. So again, you're able to go into the classroom and learn at your pace. And then for the corporate space, it is live instruction plus on-demand content. The coaching focus for the pathways here for entrepreneur is foundational coaching skills for entrepreneurs and service-based professionals. And then for the corporate path, it's a comprehensive ICF aligned coach training for organizational and professional coaches. It does not mean that if you are just say you are service-based, it does not mean that you can't come into the ICF aligned program and then vice versa. Again, we're talking about the fit for you at this time. Next, the alignment with ICF. Yes, the Entrepreneur Path will have ICF informed foundations. The corporate path is going to be fully ICF aligned with core competencies and ethics. The coaching practice is applied independently here for the entrepreneur path. And then for the corporate path, you're going to have observed coaching, feedback, and supervised practice. For the live coaching labs, yes, you will have 3 coaching labs for this entrepreneur pathway. Plus, you have an opportunity to go into our coaching circles, which is where a group of our certified coaches come together and they are gaining coaching hours. Because you will need a specific amount of coaching hours as well. All right. But that's optional because you might want to practice coaching with individuals that you secure in that space. For the corporate pathway, it's you're going to have 7 group sessions and then 3 individual sessions in terms of the coaching labs. Will you have faculty feedback? Yes, for both. And then in addition to the normal faculty feedback, you will have 10 hours of mentor coaching inside of the corporate aligned pathway. Let's keep going. So we know that the entrepreneur path is ideal for entrepreneurs, consultants, speakers, educators, and leaders that are integrating this into their existing work. And for the corporate ICF aligned, it's professionals that are seeking that deeper coaching competency, organizational application, and the pursuit of the ICF aligned pathway to credential. The time commitment for the entrepreneur path is 30 plus hours, depends on how long it takes you to get through your modules, but it's flexible and self-paced. And again, for the corporate ICF aligned certification, it is 75 plus hours. And again, remember, it's a structured weekly engagement that we're going to follow in that space. The meeting times for the entrepreneurial path is on-demand teachings. Plus, in week 3, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we have 9 hours of live coaching online. And so that's where you'll get some feedback and you'll be able to practice the coaching skills that you're learning in that pathway. For the corporate ICF aligned, we're going to meet live twice per week. So you get to choose. It's a Monday and a Tuesday, but you get to choose whether you want to go into the AM cohort, the morning cohort, or the evening cohort. Plus, you'll have those weekly on-demand teachings, so you can access them at any time as long as it's done by the due date. All right. Let's go on. The materials you receive for the entrepreneurial path, you'll get a coaching manual plus 1 coaching book as a resource. For the corporate certification track, you're going to get a coaching manual, the same coaching manual, plus 4 coaching books. Okay. So the outcome from going through the entrepreneurial path is a certification with us in terms of that foundational coaching. So the champion influence coach certification with us. And then for the corporate path, you're going to get the coach certification with a corporate kind of ICF aligned focus for those advanced competencies. The additional responsibilities that you would have for the entrepreneurial pathway is 60 hours of coaching practicum. So 10 of those hours will be supervised by one of our faculty members. I shared with you Shar earlier today. She's one of our faculty members, and there are separate faculty fees that are paid to the faculty for that. For the corporate ICF aligned certification, if you're going to pursue that ICF credential, which we are going to walk you through and help you to pursue it if you want it, you will need those 60 hours of coach-specific training. And so that's included in our program. You're actually going to get 75 hours of coach-specific training. So you'll have 15 hours over what the baseline is for ICF. Additionally, you then have to coach 100 hours of coaching, 75 have to be paid. So someone is paying you to coach them, and then 25 can be pro bono. Some of those hours, the pro bono hours, will be able to get within our pathway for this, and then you'll have to go and get the others. And then if you want to pursue that ICF credential exam, and this is the ACC level, so the 60 hours will qualify you for the associate credential coach through ICF, that exam, and then the exam fees for that. So it's just some additional work that has to come around the corporate ICF aligned certification that's tied into ICF. But when you finish our program, you are definitely a certified coach with us, and you'll have those 75 hours that you can definitely apply to take that ICF credential. All right, I know I said a lot. We're getting ready. I want you to think about this. This is a personal activity for you. All right, so this just gives you space to reflect. Here it is. Think about this. Do I want flexibility or do I need structure and accountability? So when you're thinking about coach certification, what do you need? Am I adding coaching skills or developing a coaching identity? Do I need speed right now? 4 weeks of speed, or do I need depth over time? Will I be coaching as a service in my business or in environments that require enhanced and elevated skill set? And then what level of feedback do I need to grow confidently? So those are reflection questions for you as you are on this journey to making decisions and really discerning what you need in this particular season. All right, everybody. I want you to know that if you want more information about any of the coaching pathways, you can go to our website. It's thecoachingseat.com and just click that button that's circled where it says coach certification. It'll give you a little more information. You can look at some of the testimonials that are also included on the site as well. I want you to know that we have further opportunities for you to stay connected and develop with us. We have our Alliance for Professional Coaches. That's our mentoring, our monthly mentoring group where we are facilitating teaching and providing some mentoring and giving you coaching articles to stay up to date and tools for your coaching toolkit. So that alliance is a monthly alliance. We also have our YouTube channel. It's at the Coaching Seat TV, where you can learn with us. So I have a lot of training videos out there that are free. We also have the coaching circles, which are opportunities where our certified coaches can get together and practice and develop their coaching skills. And you get coaching hours for being a part of the coaching circles. We also have a text community. It's the Coaching Seat, no spaces. And you would just text that to 833-567-4252. And we're giving you information about what we have going on, our symposiums, our conferences, our summits, the things that we have going on and when we're live doing teaching. And then you can sign up to receive our newsletter from the website. And then what's new this year, yay, is dropping this month. So you are the first to know. Conversations from the Coaching Seat podcast. So I am going to invite many of our coaches on. We're going to talk about all things coaches. I'm super excited about that. That's